Alysa Liu makes her feelings clear on controversial Eileen Gu-US switch. Team USA's Alysa Liu has come to the defense of skier Eileen Gu's choice to represent China instead of America, criticizing those who have questioned the decision. Liu and Gu were among the standout athletes competing at the recent Winter Olympics in Italy, with both bringing home multiple medals. Liu, who nearly walked away from figure skating entirely at age 16 4 years ago, became one of the game's most compelling stories, securing both individual and team gold medals. Meanwhile, Gu, who has faced scrutiny for choosing to compete for China rather than the USA, captured 3 medals, 2 silvers and a gold, bringing her career Olympic medal count to 6 overall. She earned silver in the big air and slopestyle competitions before taking gold in the halfpipe, successfully defending her 2022 Beijing title. It comes as she was slammed by an NFL icon. The narratives of Liu and Gu ran parallel throughout the competition. Both were born in California to Chinese and American parents, with just 2 years between them in age. However, regarding national representation, Gu, who was brought up by her Chinese mother, Yang Gu, changed her allegiance from America to China in 2019 before the 2022 Winter Olympics. Liu, by contrast, chose to represent America. Whilst the figure skater has been celebrated for her achievements, becoming an American icon to many, Gu's success and decision to compete for China has drawn criticism. Recently, however, in an interview with the New York Times, Liu stood up for her snowsports peer, whom she has known since age 13. "I've known Eileen since I was 13 or something. We're from the Bay Area. She's super nice, and her mom is from China," Liu shared. The double Olympic gold medalist went on to say, "I think people are hypocritical for shaming her for representing China. So, in my head, it's a bit hypocritical, because her mom is an immigrant. You would have told her to go back to China. Now that they're back in China, you're mad. And it's sport, it doesn't matter what country we represent. Sport is sport, and she has a love for competition, she has love for the game. I think that's all that matters. There's no shame in going to where opportunity is." During the Winter Olympics, Gu found herself in the crosshairs of Vice President J.D. Vance, who expressed disappointment that someone who benefited from the American education system wouldn't want to represent the U.S. on the global stage. "I certainly think that someone who grew up in the United States of America who benefited from our education system, from the freedoms and liberties that makes this country a great place, I would hope they want to compete with the United States of America," Vance stated. He added, "So, I'm going to root for American athletes. I think part of that is people who identify themselves as Americans. That's who I'm rooting for in this Olympics." Alysa Liu makes her feelings clear on the controversial Eileen Gu-US switch. In the world of global sports, athletes are often celebrated for their talent, dedication, and ability to inspire millions. Yet sometimes their choices, especially those involving national identity, spark debates that stretch far beyond the playing field. One such controversy centers on freestyle skiing superstar Eileen Gu and her decision to compete for China instead of the United States, despite being born and raised in California. Recently, Olympic gold medalist figure skater Alysa Liu spoke openly about the situation, offering a perspective that cuts through the noise of politics and criticism. Her response has added a new layer to an already heated conversation about nationality, identity, and the meaning of representing a country in modern sports. Two stars from the same roots. At first glance, Alysa Liu and Eileen Gu have a surprising amount in common. Both athletes were born in the United States, raised in Northern California, and share Chinese heritage through their families. Both rose to global fame as teenagers, dominating winter sports that require extraordinary discipline and courage. And both became major stars at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, winning medals and international recognition. Liu, a figure skater known for her explosive jumps and fearless routines, captured Olympic gold in women's singles and the team event, helping end a long drought for American women in the sport. Meanwhile, Gu continued her meteoric rise in freestyle skiing, adding a gold medal in the halfpipe and 2 silvers to her already impressive Olympic resume, becoming the most decorated female freeskier in Olympic history. Despite their similar backgrounds and achievements, one key difference separates them. Alysa Liu competes for Team USA. Eileen Gu competes for China. That difference has turned their stories into a cultural and political talking point around the world. The decision that sparked a storm. Eileen Gu's decision to represent China dates back to 2019, when she switched her national affiliation from the United States to China in order to compete internationally for her mother's homeland. Gu explained that her goal was not to reject the United States but to inspire young athletes in China and help grow winter sports there. She also emphasized her dual cultural identity, saying she feels American when she is in the US and Chinese when she is in China. However, the decision sparked intense debate. Some critics accused her of abandoning the country where she grew up. Others speculated that financial opportunities or government support influenced her choice. The controversy intensified during Olympic seasons, when national pride often magnifies every athlete's decision and action. Political figures and commentators also weighed in, arguing that athletes who benefit from American systems should represent the United States. For Jiu, the criticism sometimes became personal. She has spoken about facing harsh comments and accusations online, even while winning medals and inspiring young fans. Alysa Liu's surprising response. When Alysa Liu was asked about Gu's decision, many expected a patriotic defense of the American flag. Instead, Liu delivered a thoughtful and refreshing perspective. Rather than criticizing Jiu, Liu defended her. She pointed out that the backlash against Jiu often seemed hypocritical, especially considering her background and family history. Liu noted that Gu's mother immigrated from China, and that people frequently send mixed messages to immigrants and their children. In a candid remark, Liu suggested that critics who once told immigrants to go back to their countries of origin are now angry when someone chooses to reconnect with those roots. To Liu, the controversy felt unnecessary. Her philosophy was simple: sport should be about passion, not politics. She emphasized that athletes compete because they love the challenge, the competition, and the opportunity to push their limits, not because of national arguments. In her words, what matters most is the love of the game. Friendship beyond flags. Another reason Liu spoke so warmly about Jiu is their personal connection. The two athletes have known each other since they were teenagers growing up in the Bay Area. Liu recalled meeting Jiu when she was around 13 years old and described her as friendly, talented, and dedicated to her sport. Their friendship highlights an